Hello, everyone. My name is Olivia Melendez, and thank you for watching my project presentation. Today, I will be presenting on the project that I worked on at my host site, that is Housatonic Community College in Bridgeport, Connecticut, and my project was piloting their peer mentorship program. So, a brief synopsis before we get into the bulk of the presentation, just to orient you to the project and to Housatonic. So, the HCC Peer Mentorship Program follows a peer-to-peer mentorship model, matching first-year mentees with second-year mentors in an effort to increase campus connectedness, increase retention, and to encourage degree completion. The mentorship program, we welcomed our first cohort in spring of 2021, this past academic semester, which was again facilitated by the AmeriCorps member, myself, Olivia Melendez, and oversaw by my host site supervisor, Vanessa Estime. So the program summary, objectives, and goals. The peer mentorship program was established, again, to increase student retention, encourage degree completion, foster a sense of community and closeness between peers, faculty, and staff, and to facilitate a successful transition to the college environment. Paying particular attention to the retention of students who identify as low income and who identify as first generation. One of Housatonic's greatest concerns influencing this particular project was its low graduation rate of about 9%. To give you an idea of the demographics of Housatonic's student body, in 2019, Black and Hispanic students comprised about 69.1% of the total student body, with about 51.9% of total students coming from the city of Bridgeport that the school is in. In the fall of 2018, Housatonic reported a retention rate of about 59%, and in that same year, the city of Bridgeport experienced a 21.4% poverty rate and a median household income of about $45,000 per annual year. In that same year, about 40% of the people living in Bridgeport, Connecticut were Hispanic, and about 32.9% were Black or African American. So now to give you some background and history about the program specifically, the HCC Peer Mentorship Program operated in the planning and research stage during the 2019 to 2020 AmeriCorps Vista service term. During this term, Vista member Madeline Kitchen established community partnerships with our two major community partners who informed a lot of the knowledge and research for this project, those being the Greater Bridgeport Mentorship Collaborative and the Governor's Prevention Partnership. In that same year, in 2019, Madeline conducted a campus-wide survey of nearly 400 of our students, and the responses revealed that despite Housatonic's establishment as a community college in the city of Bridgeport, which is a city known particularly for its closeness and support among its residents, a sense of community and support was lacking among the students at Housatonic and among the campus community. In August of 2020, I began my Vista service term, and during my term brought the program to its initiation stage, which included activities like finalizing the program infrastructure and the recruitment process, creating the workshops, and ultimately welcoming our first cohort of mentorship matches. The program kicked off in spring of 2021 with a total of 7 mentorship matches and ran for the course of the spring 2021 academic semester. The program designed to give you an idea of the activities that both myself and our students were participating in. The first stage was really recruitment and onboarding, which occurred from November 2020 to roughly February 2021. During this time, the applications opened. These applications, again, were created by the Vista, myself, and students were able to apply beginning in November. Candidates were interviewed and recruited. The interview process and infrastructure from the sort of timeline of when interviews should be opened down to the questions asked during interviews and the interview forms themselves, again, were created by the Vista, myself. The letters of recommendation forms were created and students submitted letters of recommendation. Students during this time went through their training and orientation, which was all created by the Vista, myself, and facilitated by myself and my host site supervisor. Then moving to the actual true initiation phase, which ran for the academic spring 2021 semester, so from this past February to this past April. During this time, our mentors and mentees participated independently in their weekly hour-long one-on-one meetings, during which time they set goals, they problem solved, they supported one another, whatever the mentee as well as the mentor's needs were that particular week. During this time, the Vista, myself, was creating and monitoring attendance forms, um, creating outreach methods to students, such as weekly newsletters, communicating with students and making sure that they had the resources and tools they needed, and facilitating all of this. Our mentors and mentees also during this period participated in a total of 3 mandatory all program workshops, again, which were created and facilitated by myself. And they also participated in QPR training and were expected to be certified by the end of the semester. The workshop topics included academic integrity, interview skills, time management, and all of these topics were informed by the needs of our community, which were the needs of our students, based on feedback that they gave us during surveys about topics that they'd like to see and learn about and have offered at the college. So all of that was informed by our community needs. And again, students during this time also received newsletters that discussed successes in individual mentorship pairings and program activities and reminders about activities coming up. And this was all created and facilitated by the Vista. The last period, which we're currently in, running from May to August of this year, is a time when the Vista is reviewing the data, collecting both qualitative and quantitative data, and reviewing and compiling this to better inform the program based on our students' needs and our community needs and ensure that it is sustainable and is ready to be handed off to the successor of the program to run for future cohorts to come. So this is some data that is collected, again, both qualitative and quantitative from our students, our student participants in this program. So please feel free to read some of this data. I will highlight some of the major points here. So our students participated in a total of 70 hours of one-on-one mentorship this spring semester. So roughly each pair spent about 45 minutes together each week, which was pretty spectacular. Considering a lot of our students' competing responsibilities. Many of our students were parents or caregivers in their home. Many of our students are employed part-time or full-time, and we're also doing internships. So we are really proud that they maintained this time together throughout the spring semester. Again, in addition, all of the hours, as you can see, that they participated in trainings and orientations and events and supplementary workshops. They definitely put in a lot of hard work and time there. There were a lot of really wonderful outcomes that we saw, but to tie it into the needs of the community and the inspiration for the program, all of the pairs, or excuse me, all of our participants during their um, exit interviews reported feelings of either increased self-esteem and or peer connectedness to their mentor or their mentee respectively, to the program managers, to staff and faculty, to their professors. So this was really wonderful to hear that we were able to meet this need for our students and for the college community and sort of accomplish this with our first cohort. The pairs also worked very extensively on a lot of different goals that were informed by the needs of the mentee in the relationship. As you can see, all of the types of goals that they worked on. And we do have several students graduating this semester, which is a wonderful accomplishment as well to speak to our goals of increasing degree completion and student retention. This is a list of some student testimonials to sort of present some qualitative data to show you the really holistic successes that we experienced together as a group this semester. Our students were working on, again, both personal goals, academic goals, professional goals, and a variety of other goals and um, accomplishments throughout this semester. So I think a lot of these quotes that were collected in the exit surveys and during their exit interviews really do show the holistic impact that mentorship can have, specifically the peer-to-peer model, and provides a lot of anecdotal evidence for some really great outcomes that we've experienced and some successes that we've experienced as a group together this semester. So we are really proud of these students, and they did amazing work. And I think these testimonials really speak to what we were able to accomplish as a collective group this semester. So to speak to some of the program challenges and sustainability, recruitment was definitely a challenge for this first cohort. We plan to close applications and have everyone fully onboarded before the start of this semester, but this proved to be a challenge due to students' uncertainty regarding COVID-19 with regards to their academic or career or personal plans. Overall, there was a really low registration rate at the college, and also the inability to market the program in person and to facilitate both on-campus outreach as well as facilitate the program in person. I think created some hesitancy among students. And we did resolve this by accepting applications on a rolling basis. Again, due to COVID-19, the program shifted to 100% online and virtual operations. We were not able to hold workshops or office hours or things like that on campus. This all moved to the virtual environment, and we were not able to have our matches meet on campus. They were all required to meet virtually through WebEx. Participation during monthly groups was also an issue. Um, this was due to students' competing responsibilities and, again, just an overall adjustment to the online virtual environment, um, and students adjusting this to their lifestyle and their schedule and their needs at home, and their personal technology requirements and a myriad of other reasons. So we definitely wanted to meet students' needs on this. So we resolved this by making all of the recordings available in a resource drive that was available to them to watch at a later time. Um, and if the program is to shift to be in person for the next cohort, definitely having those face-to-face interactions with students on campus, being able to hold more interactive events on campus and encourage students to be able to meet safely in person on campus will hopefully alleviate a lot of these challenges. Um, the college should anticipate hiring a part-time or full-time mentorship program manager to sustain, facilitate, and grow this particular program, again, as well as maintain a consistent on-ground presence as the college campus begins to open up and restrictions begin to alleviate. So thank you all for watching my presentation, and I am honored to be sharing this particular project with you all. So thank you so much.